So something my wife and I have always wanted in our apartment or in our house or wherever we've been living at the time has been a robot vacuum. As a lot of you may or may not know, I'm a little bit of a neat freak, and so just the fact that you can have a device ready to clean up after you without you having to do anything at all is something I'm seriously on board for. Now, running a tech-based YouTube channel has opened up lots of cool opportunities, particularly in the way of receiving some new and exciting tech products. And so when the team at Roborock reached out to partner up for a video, I was definitely interested. So a quick disclaimer, when a company reaches out and asks to sponsor a video on the channel, two things have to take place. The first is I have to actually like the product and consider it to be something that I would genuinely recommend to my audience, to you guys, before I agree to letting them sponsor a video on my channel. The second is that a company can't actually pay me to review a product, strictly speaking. So what that means is I'm happy for a company to reach out and sponsor a video in exchange for me featuring their product in a video and highlighting it to my audience if it fits that first criteria of me actually liking the product. But they can't pay for my opinion. They can only pay to have their product featured in a video on my channel. And so any opinion that I express within a video, sponsored or not, will always be my own. This is something I've been developing my philosophy on over the last few years, and there are still refinements being made, but hopefully that sets the framework for the following video and any future video that is sponsored on my channel. But with all of that being said, let's now jump into the Roborock S5 Max. Now, as I was doing research for this video, I stumbled upon the huge world that is robot vacuum reviews and comparisons, which I found super fascinating, by the way. But I was mainly wanting to find out how the Roborock S5 Max was different to the other vacuums in Roborock's lineup, but also what differentiated it compared to its competitors. So firstly, these latest Roborock vacuums have newer software and hardware working together to make these vacuums better than ever. This Roborock S5 Max, for example, has a 32-bit quad-core processor, which is actually the same processor found in a lot of modern smartphones. This bigger brain allows for some really impressive features, including one that's called partition sweeping. So robot vacuums work off mapping your room, but the S5 Max is really intelligent in this regard in that it understands the various rooms in your house with all of their different shapes and obstacles, and then it uses that intelligent mapping information to determine the most efficient way to work its way around your house without missing a single area of the floor. So that means the vacuum can make the most of its already impressive battery life, which allows for up to 3 hours of non-stop continuous cleaning. You can also set up custom partitions using the companion app, which means you can tell the vacuum where you want it to clean and also set up no-go zones, which the vacuum will then super accurately avoid. Now, the S5 Max doesn't just pull off this impressively accurate navigation performance using that 32-bit quad-core processor alone, but it also does so using LiDAR. This is actually the same technology used in Apple's most recently released iPad Pro, and it's also rumored to be included in the iPhone 12 that's going to be released later this year. But if you're unfamiliar with what LiDAR is, it's essentially a laser rangefinder. Now on the S5 Max, this laser spins at 300 RPM, which allows the vacuum to create a 360-degree scan of your room really quickly, and in doing so creates a 98% accurate floor plan map. Using that data, you can then set up schedules for the vacuum to clean your house, whether that be one room at a time, several rooms, or the entire house. And what I really love is that you can set it up so that it starts up and starts cleaning your house once you've left, which is really helpful. I am particularly excited for this, as having an 18-month-old kid who seems to be obsessed with buttons and anything that moves around, we are now able to leave the house and go for a walk, and then the vacuum will automatically start up and start doing its thing, and then we can return a little while later to a home that is spick and span. As well as that, the S5 Max has now been upgraded so that it has an electric control water tank for its impressive floor mopping functionality. Roborock vacuums have had mopping functionality in the past, but this is the first Roborock vacuum with an electric control water tank, which means you can control the water output level using the app rather than just relying on gravity like the other models. The tank is also significantly larger than other models, coming in at 290 milliliters. And so again, this is just another one of those features that is seriously impressive. On top of all of that, the vacuum has an intelligent recharging feature, meaning if it gets partway through a clean and it needs to recharge, it will determine how much power is required to complete the clean, and then it will start cleaning as soon as it reaches that required level. And then only once the clean is completed will it then return to fully recharge. This means your house gets cleaner, faster, which I'm all about. Now, even though this video is sponsored, Roborock are not paying me to tell you that this vacuum is seriously impressive. That is just my honest opinion. Now, the price will vary depending on the market that you're in, but there's no skirting around the fact that this is an expensive vacuum. And if there's one downside to this vacuum, it's the price. That said, if you are in the market for a robot vacuum, Roborock have flexed every single muscle in the book and have created just about the perfect one. So if you have the money for it, then you definitely won't be disappointed. And if you don't believe me, then check out a seriously informative review made by the team over at Vacuum Wars, which I will link to down below. This topic is their bread and butter. They test vacuums inside and out all the time, and they have arrived at a very similar conclusion. So again, make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. Aside from that, if you want to learn more about this vacuum and score a 10% off discount, then you can do so using the first link down in the description below. But that's it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Roborock, for supporting the channel, and I will catch you later.